if you're building a PC right now, chances are you're probably going with AM5 because it's future-proof. Well, almost half of you guys are already on AM5. And if I say AM4, it's probably not recommended by you guys because it's a dead-end platform. However, AM4 is where the value is, man. So in this video, let's do that. Let's compare the best AM5 processor against the most viable 8-core AM4 processor. So in our hypothetical scenario, you'll probably go with a 9800X3D. You'll pair it up with an ATX motherboard and possibly a DDR5 6000 for your memory. And that totals to roughly about $725. And if I am going with AM4, I would pick the cheapest 8-core processor that's viable, and that's the 5700X. And you can get this in AliExpress for about $105. Let's pair it up with an ATX motherboard as well from AliExpress, and you know, AM4 is pretty stable, so this one's good. And a DDR4 32GB memory. That totals to roughly about $240. And if you put like discount codes like this one up here, you'll bring those AliExpress items for about $20. That's what, $215 against $725. That's a $500 difference. I mean, yes, the 9800X3D will be faster, obviously, right? It's modern, it's the best AM5 8-core processor. But let's see how much better it is against our value 8-core AM4 processor, the 5700X. Let's do that. And in the setup, we're just going to use a basic card that's the RX 9060 XT and a modern card that's affordable. And for our first game, we'll start with something heavy, something like CyberPunk 2077. And in this one, boys, look at that one. They're roughly the same in terms of average FPS, but you do get better 1% lows with the AM5 platform. When we go to 1440p, it's the same thing. We're getting slightly better 1% lows with the 9800X3D, although our FPS is more or less the same. Let's go to Oblivion Remastered, and this game's a bit of a stutter fest. However, yes, you do get better FPS with the 9800X3D and better 1% lows, right? But in saying that, with the 5700X, you're okay with this one. You can play this game. When we go to 1440p, it's the same scenario, right? Actually, we are now GPU bound here with our 9800X3D. The 5700X is probably limited by the CPU, but you can see it's not much of a difference here apart from the 1% lows. Stellar Blade is up next, and here at 1080p, this is quite strange, boys. The performance is roughly the same, although you do get better 1% lows with the 5700X, and they're both GPU bound. When we go to 1440p with upscaling, right, it's the same thing. You're actually getting better 1% lows with the 5700X. I mean, you could probably not tell on this one because they're close to each other. Okay, let's now move on to something more competitive and something like Warzone. And this one, boys, this is a clear night and day difference. So if you're playing Warzone, the 9800X3D is your best bet, right? If you're just a COD bro, just go with the 9800. Go AM5 9800X3D, no questions, right? Look at that one, really big difference. When we go to 1440p, same thing. We do have upscalers in here, FSR4, but it's the same thing. You're getting really good FPS with the 9800X3D compared to our 5700X. Yes, it is. You can play with a 5700X here. However, this is what I'm trying to highlight here is the huge difference between the two. And before we proceed, boys, if you like this type of content, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us a lot if you can do that. Okay, how about another shooting game? And in here we've got Delta Force. And Delta Force is not so much, right? They're very close to each other. Yes, you would get better 1% lows with the 9800X3D. However, is that worth $500, right? So even if you go to the firing scene, it's more or less the same. When we go to 1440p, it's more or less the same. We're both GPU bound in here, more or less the same. Marvel Rivals now, and in here, boys, at 1080p, we have fully utilized our RX 9060 XT with our 9800X3D, and you can see why it is better in terms of FPS, right? Significantly better, especially on the lows. However, I'm saying that, like I said, you can still play with the 5700X. It's actually good. However, you get better performance with the 9800X 3D. As I mentioned, is that $500 worth of performance. When we go to 1440p, and in this case, we are now both GPU bound, and still you are getting better performance with the 9800X 3D. The 5700X is still okay though. Okay, let's move down to more competitive games, and this one's Apex Legends. And this one, boys, is pretty close, right? In terms of average FPS, they're actually maxed out, right? We're really right there to close to 300, although on the 1% lows, you do get slightly better with the 9800X 3D. On our static benchmarks, it's the same thing. You're getting a little bit better 1% lows with our 9800X 3D. When we jump to 1440p, we're both GPU bound in here, and you can see that the performance is actually roughly the same. Maybe there's a little bit of difference in the static scenes, but in that heavy action scenes, actually it's more or less the same. Fortnite is definitely something that actually pushes the 9800X 3D. Yes, if you're playing Fortnite, the 9800, it's worth it, right? That $500 more for the platform, for the AM5 platform, is definitely worth it. You can still play it with a 5700X, but if you are really a if you're a Fortnite player, just go to build fights, just go with the 9800X 3D if this is your main game. When we go to 1440p, it's exactly the same thing, right? That's a huge difference in terms of the lows. Look at that one, boys. 463 average FPS against 300 plus average FPS. The lows almost double. So yeah, the 9800X 3D, this is where you would actually make scenes, right? And obviously we are CPU bound in here because this is performance mode. This is how you would play the game anyway. Let's go to another game that actually demands a lot of CPU as well, and that's Valorant. And in here, boys, yes, in this case you're able to get really high FPS regardless if you're on the 9800X 3D or the 5700X at 1080p. We're not GPU bound in here. However, you would probably get the best performance with the 9800X 3D. That's almost double, but is it worth the $500? Up to you, right? Up to you. And 1440p, we're still not GPU bound in here. However, you can see that we are getting roughly the same FPS frame rate. So it's up to you. If you main Valorant, the 9800X 3D is definitely something that you would consider. However, if you're just a casual player, the 5700X is also very capable in this game. Not the best, but considering the price difference, it's actually capable, right? That's still 400 plus FPS, man. In PUBG, now for both of these, whether they are in the running or the firing benchmark, the difference actually is not that much. Yes, you would probably get better 0.1% lows, a little bit on the lows, 1% lows as well, but it's very close to each other. Whether we are on the firing benchmark or the running benchmark, they're actually pretty close. Yes, you get about a little bit more on the lows for the 9800X 3D, but is that worth $500? Possibly not, right? But hey, how about we go 1440p? At 1440p, we're both GPU bound in here. Very close. It's very close, boys. Probably not worth it. In Helldivers 2, now this one's quite strange. You get better average FPS with the 5700X. And the lows go to the 9800X 3D. And I think the reason behind this is actually when the 5700X we're actually utilizing more CPU, maybe. But this is a PvE game. I mean, at those frame rates, that's actually quite good, right? How about if we try 1440p? Now, this is medium settings, okay? But 1440p, medium settings, it's the same thing, right? The average FPS, you get higher average FPS with the 5700X, which is quite like shocking. In this case, even the lows are better than the 5700X. Weird. But hey, it's a PvE game. So you can go either way with this one. So if you're playing Helldivers 2, it's probably not that serious, bro. And Battle of Exile 2 at 1080p. Now this game is really heavy on the CPU and the GPU, and there is a target frame rate in here. And this is probably why you would see there we're getting roughly more or less the same results. And even if we go to 1440p, it's roughly more or less the same. Yes, we have a little bit frame rates here, and that's because this game actually favors NVIDIA more than AMD, and we've got an RX 9060 XT in here. It's fine. It's fine. 5700X is fine here. Don't labor, it's fine. With the games that we tested here, I was expecting the 9800X 3D would be a clear winner here in all the games. However, it's not the case. There are some games wherein it actually beat that, which was weird with AM4. However, in competitive games like Fortnite, Warzone, and Valorant, you definitely need to go with 9800X3D if that is your main game. If you're a casual gamer, the 5700X will be fine. Yeah, if you're just after value, 5700X will be fine. And there are also some games wherein you actually don't, well, they're mostly the same in terms of performance. It could be because we're GPU bound, but who knows, right? I mean, I'm trying to keep a realistic scenario here. When you get with PUBG or Delta Force, it's very minimal on a, with our RX 9060 XT. Surprisingly, you get better performance with the 5700X on Helldivers 2. I'm not sure, man. We'll probably have to retest that. But obviously your PC, bro, what about the upgrade path, right? It's much easier with the AM5. You just be a drop-in upgrade. AM4 is fine, man. If you want to upgrade, here's what I would do. Just sell the whole thing. Sell the CPU, the motherboard, and the RAM, and buy an AM5 later on. And you'd say that it's much more expensive. Bro, you already banked $500 now. Later down the path, you probably get cheaper deals on AM5. And this is just from a value perspective, okay? Obviously, if you want the fastest, if you want the best, just go 9800X3D, done deal. But let me know what you think. Do you think that AM4 is dead or AM4 should be ignored? I would really love to hear your thoughts.